Alright, so we will start off with a new measurement plan. And just like always, on our CMM tab on the left side here, our CMM settings and stylus system already came in as green. That means it knows which CMM we're using, it knows what probe we're using. So we'll move on to the measurement tab. We'll work our way top to bottom here. The only two we're concerned with is base alignment and clearance plane. So we'll do our base alignment. We'll say OK. And as I said before, we are measuring this drilling part. We are going to measure one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 holes, a couple of distances, a couple of locations, and a couple of diameters. So we need to be able to access all of those holes, and the easiest way to do that will be to put our coordinate system in the standard location of top, front, and left side, which will put our coordinate system right there at the corner. So for our base alignment, we'll start by touching 3 points on the top plane.
Top, left side, and
Top, front, and left side. And we're going to go through those points right now as well. All right, so I touch 1, 2, 3 points. I'm actually going to go a little off script here, and I had a student the other day ask me, what happens if you touch 4 points on the top plane? Does that matter? Well, there we go. I touched 4 points. And taking a look at Calypso, Calypso still calls that a plane. Just notice on the graphics screen I now have 4 points instead of 3. So the more points you touch, the more you know about the part. So it's actually better to touch more points. The only downside is it takes a little longer. So big thing here is the features window did pop up automatically. Remember to hit OK before you move on to the next feature. Notice that added plane 1 to spatial rotation and Z origin. So next I'm going to go touch my line on the front. But I had a student the other day ask me, couldn't you touch a plane instead of a line? Well, yeah, actually this software is pretty friendly. It does let you touch a plane instead of a line. The only bad part is it takes a little longer to touch more points. But I'll go touch 4 points on the front as well, just to show you. And one thing I do have to be careful of here, I don't want to come so low that I hit those set screws. But there are 2 points, 3, and 4. And if you were paying attention in the background, maybe you saw that after the first 2 points, it called it line 1, called it 2D line 1. And as I touched the third point, it turned into plane 2. So in our features window, it is now calling that plane 2. I say OK. You can see plane 2 has been generated on the graphics screen here. And the software seamlessly adds that in for planar rotation and Y origin. So this software is very, very smart. You can do a plane, plane, plane alignment, and it'll figure it out the same way as if you do a plane, line, point. Some other CMM softwares only allow you to do a plane, line, point, which is why we started there this semester, just because who knows what software you're going to be using when you go out in the field. All right, so lastly, let's go touch our plane on the left side. So we'll come down and touch it. 1, 2, 3, and 4 points. Notice on our feature window, it calls that plane 3. I'll say OK. And there we go. Our base alignment window is fully populated from spatial rotation all the way down to Z origin. We'll say OK, and now our base alignment turns green. Now we'll come up and do our clearance plane. Just like we did before, we're on plus Z right now, so we want to move above the highest thing in the program, and in this case, the highest thing in the program would be this clamp right here. I'm just above that clamp, and I'll hit the little missile fire button on the joystick, right? The little missile fire button, and that recorded our plus Z. Now it's highlighted on plus X right here, so we'll come over to plus X, which is just off the right side of the part. We'll record that. Then we'll go to plus Y and record it. Minus X, record that, and minus Y, and record that. And I'm flying through this pretty quickly, because at this point I think you've seen this enough times, it's all pretty familiar. Okay. We say OK to this. If it prompts you with a message that says, do you want to update your clearance planes for defined features, you'll always say no. It didn't prompt me this time just based on where I was when I recorded my clearance planes, but sometimes it will prompt.